Krishna. So Krishna spoke about his unalloyed devotees, pure devotees. And he said that he personally carries what they lack. Personally carries what they lack. And he maintains, protects, preserves whatever they have. Now again Krishna is coming back. So after comparing the demigod worshippers who are hankering for attaining the heavenly planets with the pure devotees who are hankering for the association of the Lord. Now again Krishna is coming back to the point of the demigod worshippers. That how these demigod worshippers are actually worshipping Krishna indirectly and in a wrong way. So let's see this in Śloka number 23. Tepya anya-devatā-bhaktā yajante shraddhayanvitaha tepi mam eva kaunteya yajantya vidhipurvakam. So here Krishna is saying, yea, those who, he's talking about the demigod worshippers, those who, api anya-devatā-bhaktā, those who are the devotees of other gods. So he's talking about the Devi Devatas. Yajante shraddhayanvitaha, who worship them with faith. Then he says that te api mam eva yajanti, but actually they worship me, O Arjuna, O Kaunteya. But the problem is avidhipurvakam. They do so in a wrong way. Avidhipurvakam. A very nice shloka which actually tells what Krishna expects from all of us. Bhagavad-gita is a life manual for humanity at large. It's not a book of Hindus. It's not a book for some sect of people in a country. It is a life manual that is meant for the entire humanity. And here the Supreme Personality of Godhead is telling what he expects from all of us. What is right, what is wrong. This is what Krishna is telling us in Bhagavad-gita. And he's directing us so that we can follow the right path, and in this very lifetime, wherein the lifespan is very, very small, in this very small lifetime, we can go back home, back to Godhead. So here, Krishna is making a very, very strong statement, wherein he's saying that those people who are worshipping other Devi Devatas with faith, they're actually worshipping me. But the problem is, they are doing it in the wrong way. Now there's something called as Vidhi Purvakam. So Vidhi, the rules and regulations that is given in the Vedic scriptures, if someone follows that, they're actually doing the right thing. But Avidhi Purvakam means not following the rules or regulations or going against the Vedic injunctions is Avidhi Purvakam. So let's see some very important points which are given in the purport about this particular shloka. Persons who are engaged in the worship of demigods are not very intelligent, although such worship is offered to me indirectly. Now to be very precise, the person who can receive worship is only Krishna. There is no one else who actually receives the worship. Even when a person worships the Devi Devatas offer that particular thing to Krishna and accepts the prasad that is coming from Krishna. They don't accept things as it is, that is offered from their worshippers. And even when they have to give benediction, they take the power from Krishna or request the benediction to be fulfilled from Krishna, and they fulfill the benediction of their worshippers. So in this way, the demigod worshippers or the demigods, they are very much obedient and honest and loyal to Lord Sri Krishna. What about the demigod worshippers? How can we understand these demigod worshippers? The demigod worshippers are basically like those people who are sprinkling water on each and every leaf and twig and the flower and fruit of the tree, but then they are not watering the root. A very nice shloka from Srimad Bhagavatam which says, Taro eva moola nisechanena tripyati santat skanda bhujopashakaha pranopaharasya yathendriyanam sarvarhanam achyutejya. In this particular shloka, it's very clear that when a person waters the root of the tree, the entire tree flourishes and gets nourished. When the person feeds the stomach, the entire body gets nourished. Sometimes it might happen that the hands have worked a lot the entire day. Say we are working, coding some we're working on some project and doing the coding, so all the fingers are working. So does that mean that particular day will feed the fingers? This will be a very, very unintelligent thing to do, feeding the fingers. But if you really want to nourish the fingers, what are we going to do? Feed the food. Let the food go to the stomach, and the energy from the stomach will come to all the bodies, and the body parts will get nourished. So this is a very logical thing to understand. So here, the root of the tree, or the stomach in the body, is actually Krishna. And all the parts of the tree, or the body parts, are basically all the Devi Devtas, 33 crore Devi Devtas. So here, a nice analogy is given, another very nice analogy. The demigods are, so to speak, different officers and directors in the government of the Supreme Lord. One has to follow the laws made by the government, not by the officers or directors. Similarly, everyone is to offer his worship to the Supreme Lord only. That will automatically satisfy the different officers and directors of the Lord. So basically, it's like we water the roots and the entire tree flourishes. Similarly, when we worship the Lord, it is like the top person in the government. If he is satisfied, everyone else is satisfied. All the officers and the department heads and everyone. The officers and directors are engaged as representatives of the government, and to offer some bribe to the officers and directors is illegal. This is stated here as avidhi-purvakam. In other words, Krishna does not approve the unnecessary worship of the demigods. Now, we want to get some work done in some government office. We go there and then we give bribe to the officers to get the work done. But that's actually not correct. That's avidhi. That's not according to the rules and regulations and laws set by the government. Similarly, when we want any of our desires to be fulfilled, instead of going to Krishna, when we go to demigods, it's almost like bribing the demigods. See, finally, benediction is going to come from whom? It's going to come from Supreme Lord Krishna. So now when we are worshipping the Devi Devtas, it's like bribing them to get the work done. So this is actually avidhi-purvakam, which is against the rules and regulations and laws of the universal government. So this point has to be understood very clearly, that demigod worshippers or worshipping of demigod is for those people who are in lower modes, mode of ignorance, mode of passion, and obviously and to some extent mode of goodness also. And these people who are there, they are not aiming at ultimate goal of life. They are just busy trying to settle in this world, and they don't understand that we cannot settle in this world, come what may. And what can demigods do? Whatever karma we have, that's what we have to reap. The benefit of it or suffer for that. So a very important point that we need to understand is that materially, we shouldn't hanker so much that we go to each and every Devi Devta, and then as soon as a person hears, hey, that Devta is very powerful, I got this desire fulfilled, from next time onward we start going to that temple, start going to this temple, start worshipping this Devta, that Devta. Monday for one Devta, Tuesday for one Devta, Friday, Saturday, Sunday for n number of Devtas. This is not proper. This is almost like a business mentality. Oh, Monday there is a sale in this particular temple. Wednesday there is a sale in that particular temple. What are we doing? As devotees, as the students of Gita, we need to understand that we have to worship only Krishna. Only Krishna. If we don't worship Krishna, then we are not doing the proper justice of getting this human form. Only when we worship Krishna, we need to understand we will get that qualification to go back home, back to Godhead this very lifetime. Or else we have to be here, lifetime after lifetime after lifetime, worshipping so many Devi Devtas and trying to get our material needs fulfilled every now and then. So this is a very important point to note, that if there is someone who should be worshipped, it's actually Krishna and no one else. But then why this Devi Devta worship is there then? Obviously for those people who cannot approach Krishna directly. But the students of Gita who are there, they are already approaching Krishna by going through his teachings. So why not worship Krishna only with one pointed focus in such a way that at the time of death, we don't remember any other personality except the beautiful pinkish lotus feet of Lord Sri Krishna, meditate on those lotus feet, and finally go back home, back to Godhead. So this way Krishna has spoken about these demigod worshippers are actually worshipping me indirectly, but in avidhi-purvakam, in a wrong way. Now after having said this, Krishna is making a statement. He's making a statement in the next shloka about how the Lord is the only enjoyer and the master of all sacrifices. So let's see this in the next video. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,